this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your daily horoscope and energetic reading for the Sun moving into Scorpio. Today is Friday the 23rd, and this is a beautiful energy. Now, yesterday we had a ton of energy stimulating us in Neptune and Pisces energy, and you know what, guys, that's water energy, and we got some more water energy coming on the way today. Our Sun is going to be moving into Scorpio, and Scorpio is a water-based energy. It is a very determined energy. It's a very intuitive energy. So to me, when I did all of the individual readings, the one thing that dramatically jumped out at me is that this is going to be a Sun that starts to go in and heal some of these deep wounds that we have, these very emotionally intense soft spots that we have. It's going to ask us to really honestly take a look at ourselves. And it is really going to start to pull out some healing. We have Neptune on this event. We have Neptune in Pisces. It is going to be conjunct with the moon in Pisces, and then we have the Sun going into Scorpio. Guys, this is a lot of water energy. This is a lot of emotional energy. This is a very intense energy. This is dealing with unconscious realms, fears. This is about awakening the depths of our soul. This is about connecting to spiritual sources. This is about deep healing. And I'm super excited to talk about this because this is awakening your spiritual potential, or this is awakening and healing some of the areas where maybe we have been delusional in the past. Now, the reason all of this energy is doing this is because wherever Neptune is where we are particularly vulnerable. We're naive. It is where we can get deeply wounded. It is where if we get hurt, wherever Neptune is in your natal chart, it is where we pull back and we put up a block and we escape that pain as much as possible. We stay away from it. So that's where we could have areas where fear lies and subconscious sabotaging behaviors, like we don't even want to get close to the source that's ever caused us to get vulnerable wherever Neptune is. So it is time to awaken that area. It is time to take a look at it. It's time for us to acknowledge that those vulnerabilities within us exist, and it's time to heal them. I can't wait to talk about this beautiful energy source and all of this gorgeous water energy deep within our emotions, deep within our unconscious, really awakening our soul, really awakening our purpose. I mean, it's just such a beautiful energy to talk about. So stay tuned, and I will talk about how this is going to affect your Sun and rising sign, even your moon sign. I would listen to, particularly with this one, because the moon is so stimulated in this transit at the time when the energies shift. And you want to go take a look at where all your water energy lies. Scorpio energy, you want to take a look at where Neptune is, and Pisces energy, to see if you're trying to make sense of what's going on with you and why you have all of this crazy energy and why you're being asked of things that you have never been asked of to deal with, maybe you need to take a look at these parts of your chart. Thank you guys so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I'll be right back to tell you how this is going to affect you. Hi Aries, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for the Sun moving into Scorpio. And this is a time of healing, and it is a time of taking a look at where your ruler is and looking at how this will affect you, how this transit will affect you. And and I think how it will stimulate you to progress and move forward. So for you, all of this energy is going to be happening in your 8th house. And the 8th house is death, birth, transformation, regeneration. And that's it's a really neat energy to have right now, because when we have, with this transit, when the energy sources first shift into this new transit, the moon and Neptune are conjunct and they're working together. So, and they're both in Pisces energy. And then you have your sun in Scorpio energy. So this is a lot of water energy. Now, the deeply emotional side of you can be very frustrating. Most of your energy lies in very masculine energy. The moon is going to be asking you to take a look at the softer side of yourself and really pay attention to some of the things that need to heal as far as your emotional needs. Now, often you put your emotional needs aside because you're a leader, you're a forward thinker, you are very busy trying to stimulate forward movement, delegate, to lead by example, and to take on a lot of burdens that maybe are outside of what you are normally asked of, but you do this on your own because you just have that leadership spirit deep within inside yourself. But you're being asked to pull back. And it's not so much about making everybody else move forward as it is about connecting with your own emotional well-being, with your unconscious realms, with your subconscious blocks that you have in your system, in your body. So it's about transforming. It's about acknowledging those and it's not so much that they're weaknesses, is that they could be limitations preventing you from moving forward. So it's time to take a look at those, tear down those walls, those blocks, and build it with a strong self-confidence. And outwardly, you don't have a problem portraying confidence. In fact, many people would never believe that there are times when you feel very vulnerable. And when you feel vulnerable, you act out and you seek attention and validation from others, but you're not going to be able to do that with this energy source. This is about stuff that's brewing deep within. This is about dealing with the stuff that is buried deep within you. And so you can't really get away from that. This is an internal process. So for you, Venus, and when this happens, Mars, your ruler, Venus and Jupiter are all conjunct, all opposing the moon in Pisces, all trining Pluto and Capricorn, and all opposing Chiron and Pisces. So you have a lot of Pisces energy. So let's talk about a little bit what Pisces energy is. Pisces energy is where we escape. It's our unconscious realm. It's where the dreamer in us lies. It's where we surrender to our ego. It's the soft spot within all of us. And if you're smart, you're going to go take a look at where Neptune's at, because Neptune during this transit is in conjunct with this moon, and so they're going to be setting off each other. And so it's really important for you to know where you need to set up some positive routines. Where are you standing in your own way in personal power? And what vulnerabilities do you have that you need to heal and take a look at, that you can set up some positive routines moving forward? I believe that many of you, where this lies is your need to withdraw, pull back. You are very guarded in some of these energies, and so it's like you're dealing with this silent demon within inside of yourself that you don't want anybody to know about. And so often there are times when it's just you alone that you really you have a yearning, a need, a desire for something, And it's an emotional desire. It's something that you are lacking at this point. And it's about getting in touch with what it is, right? And then setting up some powerful routines to move forward in this energy. Transform it. Get a hold of it. Remove blocks and just take control of this energy and allow this deep Scorpio energy to really brew what's deep with what's the actual source of all of this stuff that is somewhere deep inside you. Many of you may have buried it. It's something, it's almost like there's a fear of making a decision. And so you've just buried it. You don't even have to make the decision because emotionally that would make you vulnerable. So you're not going to do that. You would rather appear outwardly to have mastered this than to actually deal with it. So this transit, and along with all of this beautiful Chiron energy, this moon in Pisces, this is going to bubble up and brew up all this stuff. And, I don't think that this is something that's going to tear your ego down. What I think it's going to do is reveal like a missing piece to your puzzle, the puzzle that ultimately you want to complete at this point in your life. You're feeling very stimulated by the energies to complete this missing, this thing, but you have this missing piece and you're going to start to find it. Thank you guys so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next astrological event. Hi guys, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for the Sun moving into Scorpio. Now, at the time when this transit actually happens, the moon is going to be in conjunct with Neptune and Pisces. So the moon in Pisces is going to be conjunct with Neptune and Pisces, and the sun is going into Scorpio. So guess what this means? A hell of a lot of water energy. You are going to feel this very deeply, this energetic switch in the universe. You're very, very intuitive to these feelings that you have. You feel everything on all of your senses, so you are going to feel very stimulated in this energy. This is something that you have an emotional connection to. All of this is going to be happening in your 7th house, so to me, this is partnerships. Sorry, I just had to adjust that. It was driving me crazy. Okay, so this has to do with partnerships. It could be partnerships at work. It could be partnerships just in general with those around you, but it also could be deeply in passion endeavors such as heart-based partnerships, such as, a person of interest or somebody that you're involved with. Now, at the time all of this stuff is happening, all of this energy, all of this very stimulating energy is happening, Venus in Virgo, your ruler, Mars in Virgo, and Jupiter in Virgo are all conjunct. Now, Virgo energy is all about routine. It's all about, it's either work routine, it's mental well-being, or it's physical well-being. And it's very analytical energy. All of these energies are going to be opposing the moon, right? And opposing Chiron and Pisces. And it is going to be trining Pluto in Capricorn. So what this suggests to me is that there's a heart-based endeavor right now that is not completely where you want it to be. You have been hurt in this partnership, and you have been disappointed, and you are, it's a very, this energy could be very codependent, or one of you are more vulnerable than the other. Somebody's leading somebody else along for this journey that you guys are on. Somebody's getting sick of it. And so what's being asked of this is to really honestly take a look at all of this realistically, and to get some of your emotional desires from this partnership either met, or you need to, you really need to take a look at what is the underlying issue? Like, why can't you get this this passionate endeavor that is very heart-based, this passionate union that you're in. Why can't you get it on track? What is holding you back? To me, I know that this has something to do with ego. Somebody is not letting go of a stance that they're in. It's not in the highest vibration for sure. It's like somebody has a great idea of how to take care of something and somebody pulls it back and stays steadfast. You know, I want to say that it's very stubborn energy, which leads me to believe that it has something to do with you because you're very bullheaded and very stubborn and something that you want to achieve from this. Some of this could have to do with you're stuck in a partnership, right? That you don't ideally want, but that you are bound to it monetarily. And for some of you, there's an emotional yearning and desire. All this Pisces energy is making you feel deeply emotional about connecting to love again at its purest form, right? At its highest form, which to you energetically will stimulate all of your five senses. Some of you may have somebody that is doing all of those things, but you're bound to somebody else that you're helping, that you're pulling through a hard time, and you would almost feel guilty if you left at this present moment. But there's a new passion. There's a new yearning for something. But it's like some of you cannot deal with this breaking up or dissolving this union because monetarily it is you're going to take a hit from it, right? And so you are trying to make a very important decision, and let this sun in Scorpio really dive deep, really take a look at the heart of the matter. The heart of the matter screams to me in all of this. What is the heart of this issue? Is it that you don't want to leave because it really honestly, monetarily, you're going to take too big of a hit to really deal with the decision? Is the heart of the matter you're not happy and that you need to make a decision based on heart only, and you need to remove the connection that you have with monetary gain? Some of you, this could mean making a decision that may make you have to move out your location. You may have to find a different home. You may have to go and actually take a loss to create this new life. It's very attached to money. It's like emotion and money are the two heavy hitters, right? They're at opposite sides for you in your head analytically. But there's something at the heart of the matter when I feel this. That's the message that speaks to me the most in this energy. So Chiron is a great source for you to figure out what the heart of the matter is. Chiron is the great wounded healer, and it's just this mass up there that never fully formed into a planet. So it gets where you're not fully formed. It gets where you haven't fully developed the potential in that area. It really wants you to develop your potential. And this moon in Pisces is really going to ask you to use your emotional barometer at its deepest source, at the unconscious level. And then Scorpio is going to really pull out the actual nuts and bolts of it. And it's really going to ask you to get deep, get real about all of this. Scorpio energy is no nonsense energy. And honestly, this could mean that your spidey senses tell you something, right? But it's getting you to do it. It's getting you to release and let go of ego. You are going to work through this transit. It will reveal what it needs to. All of this stuff is going to be a deep, deep yearning from within. And I would allow that to help you make your decisions. That internal voice that you have is you connected to the universe, you connected to God, you connected to your angels, you connected to whatever source you hold that to be. But source will be speaking to you, and it will be giving you some very big signals about how to progress forward. Thank you guys so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next astrological event. Hi Gemini, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for the sun moving into Scorpio. And for you, all of this is going to be happening in your 6th house. And for you, woo, I have got a reading. So the 6th house has to do with mental, physical, and emotional well-being. It has to do with work routines, right? And for you, your ruler is in Libra, and it is very connected to balancing out your energy, getting the twins both on board, talking to each other, making decisions together, uniting. And that would be a very balanced approach. That's, you know, the most beautiful thing about having Gemini energy is you have light and dark energy, and so you can look at things from 2 different perspectives and make decisions. It makes you indecisive as hell, but it also gives you 2 different perspectives, which is why you are so intellectually stimulating to talk to. However, in this energy source, I'm afraid that you are going to be very, very confused, and there is a lot being asked of you, and you are going to feel a sense of, you're going to be very overwhelmed in this energy. Now, at the time that the sun moves into Scorpio, a water-based energy, the most intense placement, right? This is about your core. This is about the deep, deep yearning for your authentic needs to be met, right? You don't connect on this energetic level very often. You make decisions based on logic, but I'm going to tell you that logic is going to be impossible for you to tune into, and this is going to make you feel off. It's going to make you feel like you're feeling in the pit of your stomach a yearning, and it's a little bit unsettling. You're feeling very foggy in your head, very indecisive. You have so much mutable energy going on right now. It is going to be very hard to understand the message that you're going to be getting at the time this transit ignites. But what I like about it, it is going to be asking you, what it's going to be doing is it's going to fire off a lot of energy in your emotional desires, things you don't really put a whole lot of thought into on a regular basis. Because what's happening is Mercury is in Libra. Very logical. It's a very balanced energy. It's a little bit, you're indecisive in the logic. It's like you weigh out both sides and you can equally see both sides. So it's very difficult for you to at some points make decision, but all of it, you want to make this based on logic. But here's the flip side of all of this. At this time of all this deeply emotional yearning and just core-based deep desires, Uranus is going to get ignited, and that is your ego, and it is asking you, it is wanting to liberate you from something. It is wanting you to, it doesn't want to think as logically about something. I want to say that what it's liberating you from is using too much logic to make decisions. It's allowing you to energetically connect with your deepest emotional desires. It's an awakening that part of you, right? And that is really stimulating you and asking you a bunch of new questions, right? That is just, it's like, oh my God, I was trying to make a decision and now I'm being overly stimulated with my emotions. And now I don't fracking know because, you know, I hadn't even looked at those perspectives. And so this is going to cause a little bit of drama from within. I feel that you're going to be a little bit doubtful of where you're going and how you're pursuing it. So what this is going to cause is for you to be very protective right now of yourself. You're going to be withdrawn. You're going to hold back. This is very hard energy to deal with. So I think you're going to feel very vulnerable in this energy. There is a big change that you know that you need to make. You're trying to make some decisions, but there is something from deep within it. The root cause of all of this is all this Pisces energy. Now, the moon in Pisces is going to be conjunct with Neptune in Pisces. So this is really going to be plugging you into, go look and find where Neptune is in your chart and find where Pisces energy is at in your chart. And I really want you to take a look at where Neptune is, because that's where you hide from. That's where you're vulnerable. That's where you're naive. That's where you're delusional. That's where all your poor coping methods stem from. So in this area is where you've got to take a look at. And part of that is awakening up some very strong emotional desires, but it's also some emotional vulnerabilities. And this is going along with the 6th house. This is asking you to take a look at these areas and, develop some positive routines, because once you see them, it's a whole nother area to take a look at. This area is going to make you feel like you're not worthy, or maybe that you're not worth an opportunity. And you know what? Or it's going to make you indecisive, or it's going to make you want to choose what's easy, what you don't have to do a lot of work to progress, because you know what? It's just too much. So I would say don't make any decisions right now, because the energy is just asking you a bunch of questioning. This is an awakening energy. This is not the energy to make powerful decisions on. It is to awaken emotional deep desires and allow your barometer right now is in emotion, and that is not an energy source that you normally allow you to make decisions with. So, but maybe you should be, right? Maybe some of you should be identifying with your emotional deep realms. I think this is an awakening in that area for a very specific reason, very specific to you, but it is also, it's also where you're very vulnerable, where you're hiding something, you're very protective of. What a reading, huh? Anyhow, thank you guys for listening to Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next astrological event. Hi, dear Cancers. This is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for the Sun moving into Scorpio today. And I have got a lot to talk about with you. Now, we have a lot of water energy, and you do very well in fellow water energy. For some people, this is an incredibly crazy time because they're not usually so emotionally plugged in, but for you, this is interesting energy. Now, the most interesting energy that I am finding in right now is the fact that the moon in Pisces is going to be conjunct with Neptune and Pisces, and it's going to be working with Chiron and Pisces. We have a lot of Pisces energy in this particular event. So you've got this deep Scorpio moon that's like asking you to dive deep within into your authentic purpose, your authentic desires. It's putting a big spotlight on something that is an internal desire, right? And then you have your emotional, like your most emotionally vulnerable energy, really, I would think it's stimulating you to take a look at some places where I think you have some of the deepest wounds, or maybe some of your unconscious blocks, right? We want to unlock. We're having an awakening. All of us are having an awakening in where we have unconscious limitations. And then we have the beautiful Chiron and Pisces. It's the wounded healer going in there and wanting us to take a look at this. Now, thank God we also have beautiful Virgo energy in here as well, in Venus and Jupiter and in Mars, all conjunct, all in opposition with all of this moon Pisces energy. So this isn't a quincunx, it's an opposition. So this is about trying to find balance in all of this energy. Now, this is very difficult to talk about because there's a lot of deep emotion in my reading, and you're going to feel it if you're in tune with energy. The one thing that I love about all of this is this gorgeous sextile in Pluto and Capricorn. And it is really allowing you to stabilize and really get familiar with what you need to move forward. So it's giving you the internal power to really focus and take a look at where there is some instability in your foundation, and then to make some decisions accordingly to stabilize the situation. And this is all about setting forward very positive goals and allowing us to use our emotional barometers, all this Pisces and Scorpio energy, to really help us focus on where our deepest desires truly lie. Even the ones that we suppress and don't allow ourselves to desire, they will come out during this time frame. So I want you guys to take a look at where Neptune is in your natal chart and where Pisces is. I want you to get really familiar with these energies. We're going to be dealing with these a lot because this is about healing some of our deepest unconscious wounds. It's time for healing. We're past the time for taking away, subtracting, loss. This is about our spiritual journey. This is about coping with places that we escape, poor coping methods that we use to escape from these deep emotional blocks, energy sources, where we have unconscious blocks in energy. Get it out. This is really allowing us to connect our conscious thought with our unconscious thoughts. So we're not allowing our energy sources to pull us back into the past as much and relive things in pain over and over again. This is some of the problems that it is when you are a Cancer energy, is that you relive painful experiences, and then it keeps you hidden from progressive movement, from happiness, and from forward thinking. So I love this. We're talking about healing, and so when this happens, I want you to be prepared that this will create some disturbing images, some flashes of the past, some heartbreaking things that we have stuffed deep within that we've tried to suppress. We've tried to move past it. We've tried not to look back. It is going to be impossible when these energies are asking us to pull these things forward, pull them out of the depths of our souls, and heal these dark spots within inside of our energy sources. So I really want you to understand that you are worthy of love, worthy of fulfillment, you are worthy. I feel like you don't feel worthy of something. There is so much pain in this reading. So I'm feeling that a lot of you, when all of this stuff happens, you are going to be going through some very painful revelations. Understand when I said the word painful revelations. All of this stuff is going to be happening in your 5th house. When this happens in your 5th house, you need to become, and I love this. Thankfully, this is happening in your 5th house, because this will allow you to understand that you are worthy of love. You are worthy of fulfillment. You are worthy of forward thinking. You don't want to feel this way anymore. This isn't that you're done holding back. You're done. You want to engage again, and it's awakening these deep desires, these needs for an intimate connection, romantic connection. This is awakening the need for creativity to stimulate your senses again, and for you to feel like that you have something to give in those arenas. This is beautiful. I'm not saying it doesn't come with a price. Please hear me. I know that some of you from this reading, holy hell, It is going to awaken some things. Saturn is going to be squaring off in Sagittarius with all of this Neptunian energy. So this is about getting control of your senses during this time frame. This is about, yes, maybe flashes of these painful experiences, of these images, of these dark, painful wounds. But it is about understanding that they're all past, and that they're being dredged up to heal and not dredged up to make you withdraw. Okay, we've got a lot of work to do. This is all, we need to see where these unconscious blocks are so that we can move forward. Don't get lost in these energies. There's help on the way. There's lots of beautiful energy if you just follow along. Take these one day at a time, one transit at a time, and just understand there's more to come. Lots more to come that will stimulate you, energize you, and heal you. Thank you guys so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next astrological event. Hi dear Leos, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for the Sun in Scorpio, moving into Scorpio. And so at the time of this event, the moon is going to be conjunct with Neptune in Pisces. And the moon is in Pisces. So we're talking about lots of water energy. We're talking about water energy in your emotions. We're talking about it on a core-based level. This is the intense stuff. This is the deep stuff. This is the heart of the sun, right? This is where all of your deepest desires reside. And for many of us, I think because of all these transit that we went through, I think many of us were fearful to really connect with these deep desires because we feel not worthy of achieving or getting them anymore, or that we become protective, and we feel like we at times, don't want to have the loss anymore. For you, all of this is going to be happening in your fourth house, and that is the house that rules home, family, mother, roots, all that kind of stuff. So a lot of this stuff is deep stuff that you can probably tie back to childhood issues. And you've been having a lot of these issues come up. Now, thankfully, some of these issues that have been coming up are actually in state of transformation and healing. There still are some that you're not even aware of yet. I want to say you're not done with some of these childhood issues. Okay, so we have, the sun is moving into Scorpio, so for you, you're going to feel deeply passionate. You're going to feel very intense. You're going to feel energetically connective, intuitive, and this will be on a deep level. Some of these instincts that you will have will come from deep within. You will not know where they come from or why. There will be just an internal beacon with you to make decisions in certain areas based on desire, based on an internal desire, right? So the sun in Scorpio is going to trine the moon in Pisces. It's going to work together with Chiron in Pisces, and it's going to trine Neptune in Pisces. So we have a lot of trine energy. I like the trine energy in here because the intensity of this is not where your focus is going to be. Thankfully, you're one of those people that catch a break in this area. For you, what this does boil down to is decisions. Decisions about how to proceed. Decisions about maybe you have to make a decision that is going to change an outcome. And it could mean some of you are making a decision that will change the family dynamic that you have in some way, or will change the way that you approach the situation with your family. And some of you this could be a very heart-based thing, right? This could be something that you feel very deeply passionate about, and it's all this creative energy. There's a lot of stimulating energy in this, and you have a calling. But I think bringing that to others in your family, and bringing it out in the open for some of you can bring, there's a lot of fear associated with that. For the most part, you've suppressed it. For the most part, you haven't wanted family to be a part of this, of your internal stirring, the desires that you have. You've wanted to suppress those, keep those to yourself because there's a need of acceptance. But I think you're letting go of all of that. You're not, the fears that you have, I think you're starting to overcome, and I think you're starting to energetically connect. So I think for some of you, once you move forward in this energy and you start to work on desire, I think you're going to let go, you're going to let go of some of the control that you want to have over this entire situation. Some of this could stem from a relationship with your mother, and let go of some of the control that maybe some childhood issues have over you. You're re-identifying yourself. It's not so much through family, through roots, and through how others see you. It's about breaking free from that, how they categorized you, or how you fit into that family dynamic. And it's about gaining balance in their perspective of you and your perspective, your needs, your desires, your wants, and your emotional well-being. This is about healing some of these wounds that are so deep that were caused, I think, by family for many of you. And this is about taking the opportunities before you and not caring about the judgment that will befall you once you start to bring all of this stuff out into the open and start to really let people in and be real and just and vulnerable in this energy. And you know what this is about? I want to believe deeply that some of this has to do with the eclipse season for some of you. Some of you, there was some major healing, and it has released you from a lot of the deep wounds that you have. But now it's like, now what? Now I need to transform. Now I need to make all of this stuff happen from within, and it's about making decisions. Use your emotional barometer with this one. Use your passion, use your heart, use your deep need to shine, and let that intensity shine out. And I think it will give you all the answers you need. And Chiron is going to be working in here, trying to pull out all of this and actually have you see where these blocks, these deep subconscious blocks lie. Thank you guys so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next astrological event. Okay, your reading is wicked cool. I'm just going to tell you that right now. I could not be more energetically connected with your particular outcome. So, hi, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for the sun going into Scorpio. And for you all, this is going to be happening in your third house. Your third house is the house of communication, sales, neighbors, siblings, a lot of other stuff. But we'll get into that because I have a very specific message that I have just heard from Spirit for you, or an energy, whatever you want to call it. But for me, it is screaming. So Mercury in Libra, your ruler, is going to be opposing Uranus in Aries and squaring off with Pluto in Capricorn. The interesting thing is this is Uranus, right? And it's in opposition, and I actually drew Uranus's card, and it's in the upright position. So to me, what happens during this transit is going to be fine for you. So Mercury in Libra is this really balanced energy. It's very logical. It's weighing out all your options. And, you know, it can make you somewhat indecisive because there are so many details. However, it is squaring off with Uranus and Aries. And this is asking you some very important questions. Now, Uranus is a very important planet. It wants to liberate you. It wants you to unlock your potential. It wants you to release yourself from any blocks that you have inside you. It awakens your inner spirit, your need to rebel, your need to stand out, to become an individual and not a collective thinker. And it is very stimulated for you. I feel you the strongest. Don't know why, just do. And so when Mercury is in Libra like this and it's indecisive and it's so logical and there's so much going on, naturally it's going to oppose your ego. Naturally it's going to overstimulate you and you are going to experience some opposition. I like this. It gives you even yet another perspective. This will in turn cause you to have this Pluto and Capricorn reaction, meaning it'll cause you to have some doubt maybe, or to lose some personal power, some momentum in your personal power, meaning you thought you had it figured out and maybe there's a new dynamic that you haven't, or a new opportunity comes in that really adds something more to deal with. And I don't think that you had anticipated that. And during this transit, you're going to work all this out. So the key to all of this is going to be talking about it. I want you to get a little bit vulnerable in this energy. Look, you have an outcome. You deserve a happy ending. And this isn't about you working like a worker bee, working for everybody else and making sure that the whole world is taken care of. This is about you getting fed. And it is about communicating about that. It is about talking about what you need deeply as an individual. And this is when all this Uranus energy is going to ask, what do you deeply need? This is about, at the time when this transit happens, at that moment when the energies shift, the moon in Pisces is going to be conjunct with Neptune in Pisces. It's going to be working with Chiron in Pisces. And then you have the sun in Scorpio. This is a lot of water energy. This is asking you questions that I don't think you technically like to ask yourself. You make decisions based on logic and on analytically dissecting it and taking a look at it. But this isn't going to be about that. This is going to be about emotional desires. This is about deep yearnings for wholehearted happiness, right? You get this. This isn't about this isn't about you being fulfilled by helping others or by connecting to others and getting their approval. This is about you feeling it. So there's something new on the horizon and you feel it. I know you feel it. And you're in the midst of this change. And I think it is about making a decision right now. I think your foundation is not as stable as you like it, maybe, or that maybe the decisions that you have to make will make it hard for your foundation to stay as stable as it is. Maybe some of you will have to leave something in order to create the stable foundation that you deeply desire. So there's a lot going on, and it is I want to say that you're energetically on point. I don't think this is a bad transit for you. I think this is allowing you to pull from your deepest, darkest, emotional, this is like way deep where you hide everything. Neptune energy is where you are naive, where you hold back, where where there's delusion, where you escape. There are no limits where Neptune is at, right? It is where you dream. So go look at your chart, find out where Neptune is, and then you need to figure out what is the energies asking you right now when all of this energy switches into Scorpio, and you've got all this Neptunian energy, and you've got the wounded healer going in and trying to heal some of these emotional deficiencies, some of these emotional vulnerabilities, these blocked energy sources in your deep unconscious realms. I want you to really ask yourself, what is it that you deeply desire? Okay, like, don't add logic, okay? I'm asking you on an energetic level, if you were to reach deep inside, what do you fracking want? And don't hide from what you really want. Don't logically tell yourself that you can't have it, so you're not even going to talk about it. I don't want you to use logic. I want you to use what the energies are asking you to use during this transit, and I want you to connect. I want you to take a look at all of your emotional desires, acknowledge them and pull them out and take a look at them, because there's a message there. There's a message deep. I feel it, and it's very beautiful. It's all good. It's all forward. It's all happy. It's all building. It's all going to build your self-worth and the value that you have to give others and to give yourself, that value that you feel deep within, that you place on yourself. You are going to start to rebuild in some seriously deficient areas as far as on an emotional base level and on a deep desire. Thank you guys so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner. I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next astrological event. Hi Libra, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for the Sun moving into Scorpio. And for you, all of this is going to be happening in your second house. Now, at the time when the Sun moves into Scorpio, a water-based energy, the moon is going to be conjunct, the moon in Pisces is going to be conjunct with Neptune in Pisces. So we're talking about figuring out your deepest emotional desires. Not only that, we're talking about what are your deepest desires on a core base level. So we're talking about our authentic purpose, our deepest desires. The Scorpio energy is pulling up and asking us some very tough questions. This has to do for you with being valued, or what you value, or who you value. So it is asking you some very, very tough questions in these areas. Now, your ruler at this time is going to be conjunct with Mars and conjunct with Jupiter, all in Virgo, asking you about routines in your life. The routines, are they healthy? Are they emotionally giving you what you desire deeply? Are you feeling fulfilled? Is there pleasure in your life more than the need to please others? So I think for some of you, the reason why I'm feeling such an intensity in your reading is because you've been working a lot in your 12th house, and this is in the unconscious realms. I dig this about your reading, and I'm going to tell you why. Neptune in Pisces, as I said before, is going to be conjunct with the moon in Pisces, and Chiron in Pisces are all working together to really heal some of these unconscious realms. Now, luckily, you've been working in your 12th house, and so you have already been having an awakening in this area, and you've been unpacking all the boxes in that closet that you hide from all these old memories. You've been dealing with a lot of unconscious flashbacks, fears. You've been, I think that you're energetically connected, I think, the most out of everybody with this energy, because there has been so much time spent dealing with where Neptune in Pisces resides, where it rules. So I don't think you're as naive as you used to be. I think you have been having an awakening in what you need to take care of to receive emotional fulfillment. I believe that you're starting to surrender your ego, and you're starting to understand that you have been part of your problem, that there is a repetitive pattern in your life that you need to get some control of. And I think it's been bothering you. You now see it for what it is. You now see you. I think the problem with a Libra sometimes can be is acknowledging a limitation. It's like everything goes their way, or they can manipulate people to make it go their way, or they just sometimes just have a way about them to energetically shift everything their way, that I think this energy you've been feeling out of sorts because there's been so much vulnerability coming up. That, I mean, you're such a confident person, but deep within there's been some vulnerabilities that you have that logic can't explain, right? That logic you can't weigh this out. This is just an emotional issue that you have been dealing with. And this has to do with coping methods in relationships, and how you seek equality in partnerships, and where you need to find balance. Now, this is about transforming all those areas, and this is literally a death of the old you and a regeneration of the new you. So this is still an energy that I think that you're having a difficult time dealing with. This is about walking away from a pattern that you've had for so many years. You may have acknowledged it, but setting powerful patterns in the opposite direction is a process, and it can make you feel a little bit, you're not in balance. You're not. You're seeking it. You are, you're trying to logically understand why or what's not in balance about the situation. For some of you, it could be health is making you understand just how imbalanced your life is, a health-related issue. And that's asked you to really seek pleasure in the simple things and try to realign with your energy, the balancing part of your energy. You're wanting to connect with what this source is from deep within. You want to fix this because you like to remain in balance, and you don't like this in your life. So I think for you that this is diminishing some of your value. I think you are starting to question your emotional perspective on this. And I think that it's almost impossible for you to ignore at this point. And I know that you know that there's a transformation that needs to happen, and I'm going to show you why. These are the cards I drew for you, literally. And it's so sad. Oh, there we go. And they're, of course, in reverse. And then I actually drew your card in reverse. So to me, this suggests that, you know, and I'm going to show you this one too. So the heaviest reading I've had, actually, this is the heaviest reading I've had. And that only suggests to me, not that you're going to go through something terrible. I don't see that. What I see is there's a lot on the table, a lot of 12th house work on the table, a lot of areas you need to transform, you need to refine, you need to take a look at where you're allocating your resources, how you feel passionate, what you feel passionate about, what you value, what you don't value. And this is about getting aligned with what you emotionally desire. See, what happens is sometimes you can value monetary gain, or you can value something pretty, right? Or you can value something that makes you look good. But then when you get involved in it, there's an emotional price to pay for valuing the wrong things. And I think what you really want to do is make sure that you are valuing all the right things. And this one I like. This is why I believe deeply after you get done with this, this is your result. So just don't worry. This is about seeking balance. This is about emotionally being satisfied with just intimacy and deep desires and the simple pleasures. And it's not about look at me or it's not about valuing giant monetary gain, or it's not about aligning yourself with the wrong things. It's about aligning yourself with the right things in life. And this is an adjustment period, and allow this to happen. It's okay. I know that this seems very stressful, but I have to tell you that most of this to me is in your past. It is now, to me, when I feel this reading, I feel that this is all past stuff, what you've done, and you have a old thought process that you're just taking some time to get out of, right? And you're trying to reestablish new routines and powerful rituals moving forward that will take you to the next level in your life. And that's, you're just going through that period of finding balance between the old process and the new process. Don't worry. I'm telling you, it gets so pretty after this. I mean, don't worry. I hate 12th house work too. Thank you guys so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next astrological event.